Are you looking for valuable business advice to reach that 7-figure revenue mark? Do you want actionable tips to properly navigate through every business challenge you encounter along the way? Let Tersh Blissett and Josh Crouch be your guide in getting you to the top here at Service Business Mastery. Tune in as they sit down with world-renowned authors in business, leadership, and personal growth who share valuable insights about management, marketing, pricing, human resources, and so much more. Let their nuggets of wisdom gold guide you in owning a thriving, profitable, and ever-growing business. Here are your hosts, Tersh and Josh.
Yo, what's up, everybody out in the podcast world? We're so not our normal schedule. It's not a Wednesday call, but some great friends of ours at Podium mentioned doing a demo, and I was like, you know what? Let's do this live because we get asked questions all the time, especially whenever we're talking about like what do we use in Service Emperor so that we can go fully remote. And we kind of alluded to this the other day whenever Josh and I were talking on our show about how we run Service Emperor remote. And we mentioned on there, we use programs like Podium. And so as soon as, Bryce mentioned it, I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then I asked him, I'll be honest with you. I think I asked him this morning if we could do this live. And so it's kind of like, yeah, surprise. So this is kind of not normal for us, but I'm excited to go through this whole demo with you. And it's awesome when we do these things live so that you can ask questions while you're checking things out. So with that being said, Josh, you're not in your normal studio. So what's up with you?
No, I got some scenery in the background. I am picking up my children, so I will be here. But, as they say, the show must go on. So we figure out ways to get this done. And ironically enough, about 45 minutes ago, I was talking to somebody who has a multi-location business, and they want to add message. They want to turn on Google My Business messaging, but they don't want to give access to their Google My Business listing to all of their employees. So I was starting to talk to them about Podium, and then we just so happened to be jumping on here. So I told her that I would send her the recording as well. So this is definitely a topic that gets talked about a lot, and I'm very excited for Katie and Bryce to show us more about what Podium can do.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. With that being said, I'd like to welcome Katie and Bryce to the show.
What's up?
Welcome, guys.
Tell us who you are, what you do, and kind of what Podium is.
Yeah, so I'm Katie Hill. I'm the director of sales over our home services team. So we service business who like HVAC contractors, electricians, plumbers, roofers, garage doors, like all of it. We help these businesses get set up on Podium. This is Bryce. He's one of our senior account executives. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I cover the East Coast. What's up? Yeah, and then we love the Service Emperor. We're excited to be here, and had fun. Met Tersh, met you in New Jersey, and then continued the relationship in Louisville. So now we're doing this thing and excited to be here, man. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're honored to have you.
Bryce just called Tersh the Godfather, so I think we have to run with that. I had to drop that live on the show, so now everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tersh seems a little bashful.
Yeah, make me blush over here. No. So what exactly is Podium for people who don't know? We've heard the name, and sometimes it gets dropped in our groups quite often, comparing to other platforms out there, but they're not all the same. And so what exactly is Podium?
Yeah, I think people know Podium like mainly for reviews. That's what we started as. We've only been around since 2014, and we started as just like a really simple way for small businesses to collect reviews through text message. Our CEO started us because his father's tire shop wasn't competing with all the other big dogs that were coming into the market. So he needed an extra boost on his Google My Business page, so people were seeing his reviews and picking him over the competitions. That's how Podium started. And then it's kind of morphed into this interaction management platform. That's what we call interaction management, right? So we make it really easy to communicate with customers via text message. We kind of create like a grand central station for all of your leads. So whether you're getting them from Google, from your website, from Facebook, we put them all into one place. So your employees can all see them. It's a shared inbox. So, like if you have remote employees or you got people out in the field, right, you can kind of catch every message that's coming in. You can communicate with your team through Podium. You can even collect payments through text message through Podium. So it's kind of evolved into all of this, right? Like, and it's meant to make business run smoother, so customers can reach out to you how they want to,
Yeah, it's super convenient for us because it's a running joke within our business that we are like, people will reply to it knowing that it's going to the whole company, and they're like, I don't know if this is Tersh or if this is Matt or if it's Katie or if it's Julie, but I really this is what I need, and I don't really even know who it goes to. And it's funny because we all kind of have a little signature, or we'll sign it saying, this is, we'll get you taken care of, and then a little dash and then Tersh, and then from the same exact phone number, a different message comes from Julie, and mainly for people that we have relationships with and we know. But then other times someone will say, well, I told the person yesterday, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, actually, I have the record, and it was, and so it's really good. The accountability side of things too, for our technicians and our internal team, we're able to see the messages that are going out. So it's not like they have to, hey, send me a screenshot of your conversation with blah, blah, blah. It's like, you don't have to worry about any of that anymore. It's literally there, and I can assign it to somebody else. And yeah, it's great for what we use it for. Definitely. But yeah.
Totally. No, the only thing I was going to add, Tersh, and this is kind of a joke, but I don't know if you guys seen Star Wars, like the old Star Wars movies, right?
I never heard of that.
They don't have it in Georgia?
No, out east, we don't really get the same things y'all get out west.
Yeah. Well, there's this movie. No, I'm just kidding. So what I always joke with people is like, I'm like, come with Podium, join the rebellion, right? Like we give small to medium-sized businesses the tools that the big businesses have, and we help them compete. So like, join the rebellion. We'll give you the tools to compete with the evil empire. And I should be careful about saying empire when I'm talking to the emperor, but it's different. Service emperor is different than like the lightning emperor, but you get what I'm saying. So join, come with Podium, join the rebellion.
It is funny though, because between Podium and Service Titan, what the communication that we get from our clients is, wow, y'all are like, are you a franchise? Are you that big? And this is back when we had, one or two vans on the road. We're like, no, we're just, doing our best. And they're like, I swear y'all are massive, because you're able to communicate and sending out instant responses, and that automation aspect of it is something that typically is reserved to very large companies that spend a lot of money. So yeah, that's something that was a game changer for us when we first signed up.
Totally, man.
Yeah, I love that. And it's especially like, life after COVID, right? Like customers just expect to communicate with businesses that way, right? Like that's what they want. And so we're trying to just get every avenue that a customer can reach out to you and just make it easy for your team to manage that.
Yeah. And it's great too, because of people having the app on their phone. So whenever it's after hours, the stuff comes through. And it's funny because our girls, they might not be at work, but they'll have it on their cell phone, and then they'll just chime into Teams. We use Teams for internal communication, and they'll just say, hey, look, I took care of so-and-so already. And it's like, oh, yeah, because it came straight to their phone. So like, yeah, thanks. And same with technicians as well. But yeah, with that being said, I know, well, actually, someone has a question here in the chat bar. Can you use a cell phone number for the main business line? I don't know what that means.
Tricky. So it's like we can host different phone numbers. I'll be honest, typically like cell phone numbers are pretty tricky. But usually we just assign you like a local number, or if you have like a landline that's already assigned to your business, we make that textable. That's the easiest way to do it.
Gotcha.
So that, again, like you were saying, if an employee is texting out a Podium and then someone else does it down the road, it's always coming from that same phone number,
Is it, so Do you find that like I know because I have some friends of mine who they started out, they were advertising their cell phone number on the side of their van, and they're like as they grew, like their cell phone number, they almost had to what you call it, like just send that cell phone number over to a VoIP or something like that. But that's what we've always used. But in my honest opinion, people, and it could be geographically a thing, but the phone numbers aren't the thing like they used to be because people are so quick to Google. So like for me, like I paid a lot of money to get HVAC 4822 as the last 4 digits of the phone number for the office. And people are like, nah, I don't care. It makes no difference to me. You know?
It's if people are having like it's like an oh shit moment, right? Like their AC goes out or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they're probably hitting Google. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's exactly it. Yeah.
People don't talk about HVAC in their free time, right? Like never. Maybe you do, Tersh. But I'm saying,
I was about to say, like,
yeah. But me and my buddies, we never sit around talking about like, you know, who does a damn good AC job, you know, until you need it, right? And so that's why Google's so important. But to answer your question, Doug, I also want to tell you that, you know, heaven forbid we do have to assign you another number, you know, with an area code. We can also set up call forwarding on your Podium account. So if for whatever reason they do call the Podium number instead of your regular number, we just set up a call forwarding so it gets to you anyways. So just to wrap that up.
Oh, that's a good point. I'm glad you mentioned that because I noticed once or twice where it said missed call in there, but it didn't ring to our phone number. But we reached out to them immediately anyways through our account. And so I don't think maybe that's not set up on ours, or maybe I don't have it clicked on. That's the whole reason why we're doing what we're doing, because when we were talking in New Jersey at CEO Warrior and then again at Service World Expo, Bryce was like, "Oh yeah, you got to you need this feature," and I was like, "Damn it, Bryce! I don't think I even knew that was a thing." Like,
yeah.
But and that's the way things go sometimes, because I'll sign up a year or two ago and features come and go, and so they're like, let's do a demo, and I was like, bet, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Cool, man.
Yeah, we'll walk through the voice feature because it's honestly it's awesome, and being able to, like, if a customer calls you and they're waiting on hold or waiting while the phone's ringing for a while, we can say like press any number and we'll text you, and so you turn that conversation into a text instead of them hanging up and going to your competition down the road or something like that. So we can get into that. It's awesome, and it's a fairly new feature. Like we rolled it out like 3 months ago, maybe. So
people love it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tersh. I signed a lady up in Boston a couple months ago, and I didn't even tell her about that. And she's like, "You should have this is my favorite part about Podium. You know, we were able to cancel our answering service, right? Because now we don't have to be answering the phone all the time. They're just sending us text messages." So anyways, yeah, if we went into everything, we'd be talking for 3 hours, but you know, we'll show you the main stuff, and I think you're gonna dig it. The Godfather.
That's what's up. I'm ready. You ready for me to share your stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
While you're getting ready for that, that is I don't know. I had a thought, but I completely forgot what it was.
I totally interrupted you. That's my fault. Sorry, man.
No, I was honestly concentrating on these dad jokes that I have, but I'm gonna spare everybody the pain for that. So
yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, now
man.
I kind of want to hear it.
Yes, if you remember it, please. Okay, so we're here on the Service Emperor's website himself, right? And this is you got a great looking website. It's scrollable. Like I can tell you've spent some money on it, but here it is, the Podium chat. So, but let's start in the beginning. So, like Katie said, when we first started, we were a review company, right? So we're based out of Utah. So I just did a search of electricians in Salt Lake City. Just keeping things local. So if you were going to go with one of these companies, Tersh, let's say you don't work in the business, I would imagine, out of these three businesses, is one of them maybe not going to get your call, or, which one of these businesses do you think is getting the first?
I mean, I would definitely go with the one with the most reviews, especially if it's still a 4.7 or
exactly
something like that.
Yeah. Yep. So and both of these companies are actually Podium customers. This Black Diamond at the top is they've been one of our good customers for a long time. And so
I
that's
happen to know Black Diamond personally. They're very good friends of mine.
Oh, good. I was really hoping you weren't going to say they're the worst. So we should.
No, I meet with them every Friday. I love them.
There you go.
Shout out to Dan.
Shout out to Dan. Dan the man. Okay, so exactly. So, but anyways, no, and the point we're trying to make is so people don't talk about, electricians or HVAC or, in their downtime. Talk about it when you need it, right? And so we want you to show up in as many searches as possible. And then when you do show up in this Google Map Pack, so Google, they give us 3 companies based off of our search, and they look at quantity of reviews, velocity of reviews, and then also location. And so we want you to dominate this Google Map Pack, right? Because 98% of home services inquiries start with a Google search. And so, if you can get all the clicks here, that's great. Only about 3% of consumers ever even press this button, right? This view all button. And so not only do you want to be on the Map Pack, you want to dominate the Map Pack. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's where Podium started, is dominating the Map Pack. But once they get there, once we get you showing up on all these searches, I guess we should show you how we do it first. So the reviews that Podium sends out, and I'm going to show you guys, the way that it looks manually. And if you have any questions, just feel free to stop me. But so Podium's an app. It's a web-based platform. You can have it right on your phone. You can have it on your desktop or your tablet or whatever. We integrate with most of the main, CRMs, the dispatch softwares like Service Titan, Field Edge, House Call Pro, Service Fusion, Jobber. Like we integrate with, most of the main ones. And so what I'm going to show you is the manual feature. And I think it's nice just to conceptualize, but we have different triggers, within the different CRMs. So if I want to send out a review request, all I'm going to do is type in my customer's name. It'll auto-populate their phone number if they're already saved in Podium, and then I press one button. If you do have an automation, this can be triggered on job completed or payment received. Whenever you click it over, in your CRM, that's when you can set up a review invitation. And so your customer on their end, what they're going to see is, whatever picture they want here, could be a logo or your technicians or your trucks or whatever you want.
The Godfather.
It could be a picture of the Godfather with a big old stogie in his mouth, right? No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so then when they see this, it's just going to say, hey, thanks for choosing us. Will you leave us a review? And this is where Podium gets awesome. So when they click this link, we're going to cast a wider net than any other company, right? Most people have Google. Most people have Gmails in 2021. But if they don't, we still want their review. So if they don't have a Gmail, they can click no, use a different site. We can collect on Facebook, Angie's List, Better Business Bureau, like wherever you care about, we can capture that review.
Huh.
Okay. And so then on their end, when they get to this link, if they click yes to log into Google, Google is an investor in Podium. They've been with us since the beginning. We have a special API, which is just software speak for relationship, that they recognize if you've been logged into any Google-owned app, and they log you in automatically. So you're going to get a much higher yield on this type of review rather than copying and pasting your Google My Business page and putting it into a text. So then they just click you some stars, write you some text, and then they can post it. So that's what the review collection looks like. And I want to stop here. Yeah.
Well, that I guess how fast does it happen? How quickly after the technician leaves or closes out the call? I mean, is it like instantly, or is it an hour, or can you set it to a different time?
Yeah, you can customize it. Like a lot of people will maybe do like 24 hours after because they're going to fix someone's AC and they want them to feel that cold air, and then they'll leave the review. Honestly, like best practice though is like if a technician's leaving the house, like as he's kind of wrapping up, you can just say like, hey, anything I can do to give you a 5-star service today? Anything else for you? And then would you mind leaving me a review real quick? We have a company that uses us here in Utah that has over 12,000 reviews, and that's the way that they do it.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
With any hour services. So, and what I was gonna say with that, maybe some of your your viewers, like some of the, the people that are watching this podcast, if we don't have a CRM that you integrate with, there's different things you can do, right? We have a manual send out, like I just showed you. If you use Podium payments, which we'll talk about in a minute, you can create a workflow where that's automated through payments. Then also you can do a bulk upload CSV file. So just because you don't have a CRM that we work with, there are other solutions. And like the company that I just showed you, they actually use a CRM that we integrate, but they choose to do it manually because they like having their technicians ask for it.
Oh, okay. So that's part of the, excuse me, that's part of their actual process is for them to ask for the review. Okay. Yeah. Cause I've heard of people saying something to the effect of, like, especially, so your CSR introduces the conversation, like, we're going to provide you with a 5-star service. If anytime during the call, you don't feel like you're being provided with 5-star service, please stop the technician and let them know what your concerns are, or feel free to give me a call. And then the technician says, did I give you a 5-star service? And then it's like, yeah, you did. All right, cool. Peace. I'm out. And that's it.
Yeah.
And no reviews are left. You're like, well, I guess I didn't do a 5-star service because you didn't give me a 5-star review or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this just makes it brainless easy, and we'll probably jump into the reporting in a little bit here, but it's kind of cool because you can actually keep a leaderboard of your techs too. So if you're like, hey, I know you went on 5 calls today, like, how many reviews did you get? How many invites did you send out? You can hold them all accountable and track that all here in Podium.
Yeah, and so you can make games of it too, right? Whoever gets the most 5-star reviews this month, is going to get a steak dinner with the Godfather. And also, if let's say one of your technicians loves kicking dogs and he's getting a bunch of 1-stars, like, you probably want to know about it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you'll be able to track all that in here. So I've seen, and we'll show you some appointment reminder tools and things like that, but you can keep a running total of your average review rating for your technicians. So you
mentioned, Bryce, can I interrupt you for just a second? You mentioned the dog kickers, and I've had some air foggers in the past. Is there a gateway or anything like that to avoid allowing those 1-stars getting on the getting out there, or is that just something we're just going to have to work on internally, like, just to make sure?
Yeah. So we used to have that. We used to have, like, hey, happy face, frowny face, how was the experience? Then depending on what they said, we would either send them to, like, an internal survey or send them out to Google. And then Google changed their terms of service a while back, and so they don't allow you to gate them that way. They can, like, penalize you and remove reviews. Like, I worked with a company who had, like, almost 800 reviews on Google, and then overnight they, like, lost them all, and so they ended up coming over to Podium to build that back up. But
and if it happens twice, you can actually get blacklisted, where Google will not only they take all your reviews, they'll take you off of Google. So we don't do anything like that. But the cool thing with Podium, our average customer receives a 4.9-star review. You know what I mean? That's the average rating. Yeah. And so you don't have to worry about that. But let's say, heaven forbid, you do have a guy that clogs a toilet or runs over some rose bushes or whatever. Maybe he's gonna go into Podium team chat and say, hey, don't mark this job completed, or whatever. And then you can go off and turn off the automation on that particular customer. But so at the end of the day, you're probably not going to have to worry about it. But if you do, and that person is still welcome to get onto your Google My Business page and leave your review, but we don't necessarily have to make it easier for them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, when we took away, like, that happy face, frowny face, we actually, like, our average customer rating went to from a 4.6 up to a 4.9, just because people who were pissed, they were pissed enough to go on to Google and leave a bad review anyway. You know what I mean? And the happy customers would just face, and then
did you guys notice when you took that yes, no, or, thumbs up, thumbs down thing off, that customers were getting a higher review velocity, or getting more reviews faster, because there was one less step in the process?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep. And that's what Google cares about, more so than, like, obviously you want to be above a 4-star rating to show up if someone does, like, best AC repair near me, right? Like, you have to be above a 4, but it's mainly based off of that recency and the frequency. So even if you have a negative review coming in, like, you'll get notified in Podium, reply back so your potential customers can see that, like, okay, these guys care about their customers even after the job, And then you can always start a text conversation with them in Podium too, to make it right. And they can even use the same link that you sent them and go in and edit the review and change it. So
totally.
Yeah.
And Josh, I'm glad you brought that up. So the most important thing is being above a 4.0, because if they use the word best in their search, you can only show up if you're above a 4.0 rating.
Huh.
So yeah, and that's the cool thing about reviews, especially with Podium. I mean, your assholes that hate you, the people, your competitors down the street that wanted to leave you a 1-star with some fake name, and you never even worked with them. Those people can still get on your Google My Business page. But if you're in home services and you show up and do the job you said you're going to do, and you charge them what you said you were going to charge them, most people are going to give you 5 stars, right? And so we're making it easier for your happy customers to leave reviews. And the goal is not to make it easier for your crappy customers to leave your reviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a good question, though. I'm glad you brought that up, Josh. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys beyond the reviews. So after we collect a review, this is what your customer is going to see, right? Thanks for the review. Don't miss out. Sign up now to receive text with special offers about us, right? So this is one of the 4 points where we're going to get you subscribers for our text message marketing, which is very new, Tersh, but people love it. They're making a ton of money off of it. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but so they have a chance to sign up right there. Okay. So that's kind of what the review collection process looks like. Is there anything else you would add about collection?
No, I think you nailed it.
Okay. I mean, I always do. No, I'm just teasing. Do you guys have any other questions about that?
Not about the review process. Are we going to get into like the back end and how that works with the communication?
We're going crazy. Yeah, we're going
all right. Perfect. Well, I'll have questions there. So,
okay, cool. So at the end of the day, the goal of Podium, I want to get you and all your listeners as many leads as humanly possible by dominating not only Google, but dominating Facebook and Angie's List and Better Business Bureau. Sorry, Angie's, they've rebranded. But anyways, when they come to your website, we want them to be able to convert. And so a lot of the customers that I sign up, they only have a phone number and a contact us form, right? Those are the only options you give people. Mm-hmm. But with Podium, we're going to make it textable, right? And so if I shoot Tersh a message on his website, we can change this color to match your theme here. Hey there, have a question, text us here. And actually, if we want to do this live, Tersh, I'm going to send you a text if that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Text me.
I'm going to put the Godfather. Okay. What's your cell number, Tersh? I have it.
912.
Sorry.
912.
Should we give it out to all of your followers?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. 912.
433.
433.
1789.
1789. Hey, all of the people watching this, wouldn't it be funny if we texted Tersh at 3 a.m. today?
Ha! Joke's on you. I have do not disturb turned on automatically.
Oh, bummer. Okay. So, and I'm going to say need 50 units. Money's no object. Okay. So this is going to be a good lead for you, Tersh.
You're the perfect customer, Bryce.
Exactly. So, and then also I want to point this out again. By submitting this, you authorize HVAC to send text messages with offers and other information, possibly using automated technology. Okay. So this is another opt-in. So I'm going to send you this text. In this example, Tersh, you're pretending to be, a customer, and I'm pretending to be the Godfather. So you're going to get an auto response text from us that, any second. So you already got that right. Mm-hmm. You can set that auto response to be whatever you want it to be. But before I hop into that, I just want to tell you, if you don't have a textable widget on your website, you are wasting your money. If you have an auto chat feature or only a contact us form and a phone number, you're going to only convert about 2 to 4% of your website traffic. So that means 96 to 98% of people that come all the way to your website are going to leave without paying you money. And the reason why is people love texting, but more than that, if I'm at my job and I'm calling an HVAC company, my boss is gonna be like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be working, right? She's my boss, so she'd get mad at me. So what I'm saying is they're going to be able to text you. And then also, if all you have is a contact us form, they're going to go back to Google because they need help. My AC is blowing hot air. I need help now. So I'm going to fill out a form with them and with them and with them. And whoever gets back to me first is probably going to get my money. And Tersh, I mean, you know this better than anyone. If you're the first to respond to a customer, you win 50% of the time. regardless of price, regardless of quality, just first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Especially if it's hot and like,
totally.
let's do it. Let's get it going.
Yeah. I'll pay you anything. Just make the hot air stop blowing in my face. I'll give you anything you want, including one of my kids. Just kidding. I don't have any.
Hey, they can have them all.
Okay. So let's go into, I'm in the wrong let's go over to HVAC because that's what we're doing. Okay. So Tersh, where did I send the message from? Let's see.
You might have already texted him through it, and so maybe it's
Oh,
not coming up to the top. It might be a closed message.
oh, I put The Godfather, so I got to search that. Whoops, I'm typing it in the. 1 second here. Maybe The Godfather. Where is he, Katie?
We had to use a different demo account, so it might have gone into a different inbox.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So anyways, if I wanted to respond to you, let's just send him another one right here. I had to set up a different demo account like I was telling you earlier. Josh, I'll send you a text. What's your phone number?
262-720-5739.
Hey, look.
He's already in there.
There we go. Okay, so look, it still has you talked with Dallas, our buddy, back in 2019.
Oh, Dallas was trying to sell me a couple years ago.
We didn't get you. There we go. So Dallas is on it. Look, he's saying, hey, are you still there? Anyways, okay. So this is where Podium gets awesome because, you know, if Tersh, if you message me on the website, it says web chat message received. If you message me, we're going to link your Facebook, your Google messages, your Apple messages, all to Podium. So if we get a Facebook message, you can respond to it in Podium and they'll get it back in Facebook. But now I can respond, Josh, and I can say, you know, hi there, whatever. I can write a text right from my phone, or I can select one of these templates that you know, I use 1,000 times a day, right? So pretending that the inquiry came from you, we can absolutely help with that. When can we come out and what's your address? You know, and so this is the beautiful part about Podium is you've taken your customer from staring at your website to now they're texting you on their phone and they didn't fill out a bunch of forms. And so the conversion on this website, it's 24 to 33% conversion if they shoot you a text.
And that's one of the things I like about that is if you do have a high bounce rate, and they do move off your website, you already slid into their DM, so you're good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that, like, if you are using, or that they come back later on, right? Like they're never going to Google again. Like if you do a good job for them, you're in their phone already, right? They're just going to come back to you.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. So they can save that number, and that number is the same number that they can text it back, correct?
Exactly. And then, you know, and I know your CRM, Tersh, like I know you're a big dog with Service Titan. So you probably have a lot of different things you can do as far as, you know, appointment reminders or whatever, but we have some different functionality in Podium. You can receive and send video and picture messages. So you can get as crazy as you want to with your templates. I mean, I have customers.
So with the video message, is it an actual video message or is it a link to a website or to like a YouTube video?
That's a great question.
No, so the video chat, that's an added like feature where it's almost like creating a FaceTime link with the customer. So you send that from your Podium app, the customer can click it pulls up in their web browser, so they don't have to have anything like downloaded on their phone. You know, it's like Android people or iPhone people, they can all communicate with you just through that web browser. And it's literally like a FaceTime call. Okay. So if you have someone who's like, I need help programming my thermostat and they live across town, you don't necessarily want to over
okay,
there.
so it's not actually a recorded video that they watch. Because like I have I built some, so I made all my guys awkwardly stand like around an AC unit and be like, hey, I'm Tersh and I'm headed your direction. And, you know, and of course they did an amazing job because they're all used to being in front of a camera. But so I had been sending that out I set this up last year. So I think it's being sent out as a link, but I used a link shortener. And since then I was told that link shorteners show up as possible spam whenever I send text messages to people. So it says and we've had clients that have said, hey, look, this is what it says when it comes to me. It says, this is possible spam or whatever, and it potentially blocks it.
That's interesting. Yeah, I know some of my clients. We were talking. I can't remember their name. The guys we were talking to when we were in Louisville, and they're sending out videos about like how to know when your drain needs to be cleaned, or like how to tell when you need a new filter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they were getting really crazy with their templates, and they loved it. So I haven't had any complaints as far as like sending the videos, but that's definitely good to know. But what I was showing you guys is, so let's say, you want to utilize some of our templates. You can create 1,000 templates if you want to, but this is an appointment reminder, right? Hey, Josh, just a reminder of our appointment tomorrow morning, to remind you between 10 and 11, this is Joe, so you know who to expect. Or let's say you have a technician running late, you can go in here and you can send a, hey, I'm running late text. Your guy can press 2 buttons and let them know that they're going to be there in about 30 minutes, right? And so you can get as crazy into this as you want to. You can integrate with your CRM or send them manually. But at the end of the day, you're going to be able to text your customers, and that's such an awesome thing. So as far as those templates go, the other things that, Katie brought up the call forwarding, which is awesome. We also have the press 1 to send us a text message, and we also can set up your out of office hours. So, when Tersh wants to be done with work for the day, you can say, hey, I want my website leads to basically stop, so the auto response changes at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, essentially. They'll say, hey, we're not in the office right now. If it's an emergency, call this number. If not, we'll talk to you tomorrow, type thing. So the important thing is they're still getting an auto response, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not waiting for the customer to have to remember to call you the next day, right? Because your team's going to have access the next morning, and so they can pick up the conversation right where they left off. Obviously they're cool to text you, so they can just pick it right back up.
Totally. And then just to, for my bigger companies out there that are listening, the cool thing about Podium, we don't charge by user, right? We're not a CRM. So you can have as many users as you want on here, and you can also restrict access. So let's say you have an A player that's got a little bit of an attitude or a mouth or whatever. Maybe you only want him to be able to send out reviews. Maybe you don't want him, responding to customers. But also as you grow, all of your conversations are going to be in Podium, like you were talking about at the start, Tersh. So let's say someone has a very specific request, like they say, hey, don't let my dog out. Come, make sure you come in the back door. The front door is booby trapped, whatever. So you could go over here and I can assign this message. I'm going to assign this to me, right? And then so on my phone, I'm going to get a ping on my app, just like I would a text message. Then you could also come in here to team chat and just say, hey there, hey, Bryce, just wanted to let you know I assigned a conversation to you, whatever. And then they can scroll through the whole thing to see the entire conversation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So pretty
so
cool.
They can see the conversation, even if it was someone else that had the conversation. It doesn't necessarily have to be them that has it. Exactly.
Yep. And then the other part that I wanted to show you was, anyone can answer whatever. There's also, we're on Angelo now, but there's a profile saved on him, right? Like when he opted in for his tags, the history of our conversation. And that's kind of what that looks like. So any questions?
Do you have to manually put those tags in, or does it recognize certain things?
So right now you do, but very shortly you won't have to. So what you're going to do is, you'll have your common tags, like the area they're in, or you could say furnace or AC unit, or, whatever they were inquiring about. And this is going to be important when we talk about the campaigns feature, but you can add as many tags as you want to, you know what I mean? So you could put service contract or, maintenance, whatever you want there.
Oh yeah. So like if they're a TCC member or Total Comfort Club member, you could add that tag to it. Is there a way to pull some tags from Service Titan automatically, or is it, we're just going to have to manually do that right now?
As far as I know.
Yeah, I think that we can like batch out lists, because we do use the tags for the automations. It's like customer is tagged this way. So some people will do like a no review tag in Service Titan. So it's like you send the review tag if it's, or the review request if it's tagged a certain way. I'm not as techie, so I don't know how to set it up. But
No, that's cool. One question I do have about it's either the review. I don't think, no, it's not the review. It's the reminder notification. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have to have it turned on. So the notification dial at the top of Service Titan, you have to have that turned on by 7 p.m. or 4 p.m. in order for it to send the reminder. Or if for some reason you don't want them to get the reminder, you have to have it turned off by a certain time. Do you know, is that adjustable, or is it just always set at the same time it's going to send the reminder?
Yeah. So typically, like, we look at what time the job's at and we set it up to be like, 30 minutes or 24 hours before the job happens.
Okay.
So
they would actually, so if the job is for 10 a.m., then they would probably get the reminder for 10 a.m. the day before that they have a job tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
So I got a question. So, and this is ties into marketing and what I do every day, because it's a strategy that I've used for clients, and to a really good success is to open satellite offices maybe 15 miles away, so they could grow their business in a different market with Google My Business algorithm. So with that being said, as far as turning messaging on, how does that work? Can we funnel multiple locations into one dashboard, so that way like an office manager and some administrators can see everything from multiple locations in one place?
Absolutely. So yeah, you can have as many locations as you'd like to. We can collect as many reviews for as many Google My Business pages as you'd like to, and there's different triggers. But yeah, you can switch between them. This is the home services inbox, and this is just our demo account, right? But yeah, so you can set up satellite locations, and especially if you use the same website, we just set up satellite locations for the reviews as well.
That's how Black Diamond has it set up. If you go to their website, they have like the location picker. So you can see, like, if I'm a customer in a different city, I can say, like, okay, I want to message into this location, and so it's all routing to the right people and places, you know what I mean? But yeah, so
it's becoming, it's definitely a strategy. I was just going to say, it's a strategy that, Google changes the way they do things, so everyone has to adjust, and that's just kind of the way people are adjusting. It's a lot cheaper than running $10,000 in paid ads every month. So, but that's why I was curious, because I know I have clients like up to 6, 7, 8 GMBs, bigger companies, of course, but trying to funnel all that stuff and manage it becomes a headache, and having a platform like Podium can help optimize that for anyone listening to this that has multiple locations. Like, they get messages on this one or that one, they don't know which location it came from and stuff like that. So I like that feature. I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. Katie always has a line that she uses that, like, Podium's going to be your super highway for all of your leads, right? Like, you're going to be getting Apple Chat Business or Apple Business Chat, Google Chats, Facebook leads, Instagram leads. And that's another thing that I was going to show you guys before we do payments and campaigns. So there's metrics for literally everything in Podium. And my favorite statistic, and anyone that's listening, most important statistic you're going to hear today, 98% of Podium customers sign up for a second year after the first year, right? 98% of people. So not only are we going to get you a ton of leads and we're going to make your website work 10 times better, but we're going to prove it to you, right? And there's always room for things, there's always room in the budget for things that make money. So you're going to be able to track, your inbound leads, how many conversations you're getting. And then, this is one of my favorite tabs to show people. You're going to be able to track month over month how many leads you're getting and where they come from. So, Josh, where you have a marketing background, something like this would be super helpful, right? If you can see, holy crap, we got 90 Facebook leads last month. Maybe we should run a Facebook campaign, or wow, Google's really paying off for us. We got 130 Google leads last month. So let's maybe start doing some Google ads. So you can track exactly where they come from. And, a Podium customer, typical standard home services customer, is going to be averaging about 50 leads a month, 50 additional leads a month from the increased reviews. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Some of my guys on the HVAC side were getting 300 leads a month during busy season. You know what I mean? And so, and as you open those floodgates for the reviews, that's how people are going to find you. And then, Tersh, you're a CEO warrior, so let me show you a tab you're gonna love because I know how competitive you are. I've played blackjack with you before, So, but anyways, you can link your competitors' Google My Business pages in this tab, right? So you can say, okay, since we signed up with Podium, we've gotten 2,000 reviews. This is where we're sitting in this Google Map pack. Our last 100 reviews, we're averaging a 4.6, and so you're going to have the metrics that are going to prove how much money Podium is making you. And then, my other favorite statistic that I like to tell people is, I've never had anyone cancel. I haven't had anyone cancel so far that's ever signed up. And I'm super proud of that. But at the end of the day, Podium makes you money, right? And so any questions on any of the dashboards, or there any of these that you guys want to hop into, or,
how many competitors can you track?
How many? I don't think there's a limit, is there?
I think it's like 6.
Okay. Yeah. So you could link, like, I would just go after competitors. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yeah, and any questions on that or any of these that you guys want to hop into?
No, I think I know a lot of this stuff here.
Yeah,
this is good stuff here.
Totally cool. Okay, so we talked reviews, we talked web chat, we talked about that kind of stuff. So Tersh, and most of this is stuff that you already know and love, but the kind of the newer things we're doing is Podium. We're in the payments game now. We're also doing campaigns. So payments is pretty awesome, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So we have some really cool tools as far as payments go. So our rate, we're doing about 2.25% on the card readers. They're Bluetooth. They're awesome. They take about they can take, I believe it's about, I think it's 5,000 payments in a row, like if you scanned them in a row without needing a charge. 2.25% is the rate on the card reader. And we also have a text to pay option that's 2.49%. So we're saving people a bunch of money in payments, and, we integrate through QuickBooks Online. So it's usually a really good fit for a lot of people. And I'll send you guys a payment link so you can see what it looks like. Josh, I'll shoot you one because you're my guinea pig today. So let's do, I'm just going to write in like service fee. Let's just say, $400. Tersh, is that too much or too little? You tell me. You're the
yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
And then the other tool that I want to tell you about is this bank transfer. So Josh, I'm going to send you this link so you can see what it looks like. So you shoot this out, right? Okay, so you can send that to your customer, right, from your computer, right from your phone. And then, so what you're going to do is anytime anyone ever says, hey, I need to run you a check, or sorry, I missed you, you can send this check out to them. And then Josh, if you'll click on that link for me when it comes in, sometimes it takes a second to look at. But anyways, they're going to get that link and they're going to be able to use Apple Pay or a credit card. And I actually turned on the bank transfer functionality. So the bank transfers are going to be awesome because they link their bank account to yours, and they can just transfer you the money direct. I guess it takes 2 to 4 business days for it to get there. And your maximum fee on that is $5, regardless of how big it is. $5 max fee transfer. We had one of our customers on the commercial side did a $217,000 payment last month. I guess it was in August, so a couple months ago now. But anyways, he paid Podium $5 for it. So kind of a cool tool, right?
Wow. Now this you said it integrates with QuickBooks.
Yeah.
This I'm assuming doesn't have a straight integration with ServiceTitan.
Correct.
Okay.
So
it would be like if a customer paid you with a check or cash.
Yeah.
In some CRMs, you can like label it as Podium that they paid you. And then the way that you can batch it into QuickBooks the same way you would like your ServiceTitan payments.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. And so, and I'm glad you bring that up though, Tersh. So as long as you make the invoices numbers match up, you treat it like a cash or a check payment. And we actually met with the CFO of one of our larger companies, and, and they're using ServiceTitan as well. And we asked them, how much extra time does this take you in a week to use Podium payments? And we're like, so like 10 minutes a week or whatever. And they said, no, it doesn't take any time at all because I already have to do this with my cash and check payment. So, and just click in a couple more boxes, right? So, and maybe payments is a good fit for you. If you're paying a high percentage, maybe not. At the end of the day, if we can save you a couple $100 a month, that's great. If not, no worries. But one of the main reasons we do payments is because you're going to be able to get more subscribers for your campaign. So before I do campaigns, any questions about payments, you guys? I know we went through that pretty quick.
No, I mean, if we already have a merchant service or something, is there a way that we can compare, or can we like send you what we're paying and then they okay?
Yep. So if you get me your monthly statement, we have a whole payments team here that works here. But if you send me your monthly statement, we can calculate your effective rate and then show you, if you switch to Podium payments, how much you'd save monthly. And then, I mean, and honestly, we are less expensive than like almost everyone, considerably so.
Yeah, those rates are pretty good.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've switched over people that were paying 4.2%, the highest I've ever seen. One guy with his effective rate was almost 8%. So
Whoa.
So because what happens is a lot of companies, they do interchange pricing, right? And they say your rate's 2%, but it's really 2% on top of the credit card. And so if I talk to anyone, they say my rate's 1%. Well, it's 1% on top of whatever your credit card charges, right? And so what we do at Podium is we do a flat rate. So if someone pays with, their travel Amex card, they essentially, we're going to lose money, right? Because that rate is higher than 2.25. But at the end of the day, we're trying to help save you some money, and we're trying to help you get subscribers. So I mean, that's why we do it. And anything you'd add about payments?
No, I mean, that's our thing. Like, we're powered by Stripe, and the reason why our rates are so good is because we already had 100,000 customers in our book, and we're like, we're just trying to open up that kind of for them. But it's not like we're not in, like, that's not necessarily like our big game. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. I like the fact that I was kind of wondering this, and I was kind of like when you were mentioning like sending a text message, because my fear is that we send this request link and then the guys are like, peace out, I'm out. And then we're like beating down the doors trying to get people to pay.
AR department.
Yeah, AR, and that becomes a nightmare real fast. But if they're standing there, like that's how they collect credit card payments now with their iPad. So if they're standing there and say, hey, you pull your phone out, and now they have their phone pulled out and they can pay it right there with that link, but then their phone's already pulled out, so then they can quickly give us a review because they already have it out.
Totally. Yep. And what I usually coach people, Tersh, is I say, have them scan it right then and there while you're there, because it's a lower rate, right? The 2.25. But any that you miss or any outstanding balances that you have, like, look at this. I can shoot you a text, and then if I call you because you haven't paid me my money, and I say, hey, Josh, we haven't gotten your payment yet. And you can say, oh, I haven't gotten anything. And I could say, okay, it looks like you clicked on the link at 2:17. So if you could just go ahead and fill it out for me, that'd be awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a meeting this morning, and there was a client that we signed up last month, and they just sent out the payment link to all their outstanding balances. They had like 2,000 people that hadn't paid, and they made like $9 million. They got like $9 million of people paying. Seriously, we talked about that in a meeting this morning. So Podium payment is the future, man. It's freaking sick. And like, if your rate's lower, that's fine. We don't care. But if we can save you some money, let's do it, right? And
you don't sound excited about this at all.
What'd you say?
I said you don't sound excited about this at all.
It's so easy because people can see the immediate ROI, right? Like they if I plug in the calculator and I say, hey, this is going to save you $800 a month, people are usually like, okay, you know what I mean? Right. So anyways, cool. Yeah, I get fired up, Josh. You should know this. But anyways, okay, so let's talk campaigns. This is the last thing that, we really wanted to talk to you about, but we can go as long as you guys want. So as far as campaigns go, we've got 4 opt-in points. There's really 5. So when someone pays you money, we ask them to opt in. When they leave your review, we ask them to opt in. When we do a web chat, they automatically opt in. we can put a banner right on your website that says, hey, sign up for our text message campaigns. And then the last piece that's not shown here is if you do email marketing already, you can put a landing page out in an email that says, hey, sign up for our text message marketings. And this is important because it's an opt-in, opt-out type thing, right? And so you're going to be able to get as many subscribers as you can get, and then they're opting in for Podium messaging essentially.
So when they do that, are they getting that same opt-in every single time, or once they've opted in, the system knows not to send them another opt-in message?
Yeah, it knows that they're already opted in, so it's not going to ask them again.
Okay.
And I'm glad you bring that up, right? Because we have different triggers and things that stop people from getting, over message. So you're able to send up to 10 you're able to send the same person 10 text messages in a month. We usually say, about 6 is kind of where you want to be. But anyway, so you can go into your campaigns here in Podium and you can see exactly how many subscribers you've collected. And then Tersh, you're going to love this, but you can set up smart campaigns within Service Titan. So you could set up a trigger. So let's say every time you sell an AC unit, you want to send out a maintenance contract text 2 months later or 3 months later. You can set up smart campaigns using your CRM. But let's say, this is also awesome for like your maintenance contracts for, any slow times, or I know no one has obsolete inventory this year, but in the future, when you have obsolete inventory, you could send out, hey, we're doing 10% off this or whatever. So the first campaign I usually coach people I want you to run, I want you to send a text out to everyone that inbounds on your website that you don't convert. Right? You're going to send a text out to say, hey, sorry, we missed you. Here's 5% off of your next service. Come on back to us. And maybe you capture some of them right then. And then, maybe they come back a month later because in the back of their mind, they know they have a coupon with you. And so what you want to do is you can run a campaign. Let's just say we're going to do a special offer campaign. Okay. So you can select your opt-ins by location, by the tags that we talked about. I want to run a AC unit or a furnace, campaign. You can do it by your subscriber upload, that you get from, Service Titan. The second campaign I usually tell people to do, and this is the one we'll run here. Let's run a campaign for all of your 5-star reviews. Every subscriber that's left you a 5-star, you could send them an email or a text message that says, hey, thank you so much for the 5-star review. Here's 5% off your next purchase if you send us a referral, and we'll give them 5% off too, or whatever. So you can get as crazy as you want to into this. But anyways, I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. And then, we have some auto templates down here. Hey, this is Tersh from some Service Emperor. We're offering a special on our services for a limited time. And so you can mix and match and make as many campaigns as you want. But at the end of the day, these are awesome. So any questions about that, guys?
Can you send out a campaign requesting the reviews? Like, I guess what happens if they don't give you the review the first time you do it? I mean, is there consistency?
The first text, they don't do it, so you send like another text and email, like a 3 or 4 sequence campaign. Is that what you're talking about, Tersh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've actually had that question come up. We only launched campaigns like a couple months ago, and so people have asked us that question before. It's not something that's like currently built out. I guess you could technically do it in like a workflow template where it's like if you don't receive the review, you can just send them another text message where it's, hey, just a reminder. But I don't think that there's a trigger in our system as it sits today where it will recognize they have already left the review. But that's a good question. We've had that come up a lot, and that's what's kind of cool. Like, I mean, you're seeing all this stuff that is the Podium. We're just ever evolving, right? Like, we have over 1,000 employees now. Like, we started with just in a spare bedroom of his apartment for his dad's tire shop, right? And then now we have over 1,000 employees. So we're always trying to like innovate and add more. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that we can do in the future, like near future, because we've had that come up a few times.
Totally. And I want to show you guys the metrics on this. So I have 2 options here, and I always choose the wrong one. Is that the right one, or that's the wrong one? I have a 50-50 shot, and I always click the wrong button. You know what I mean? But anyway, okay, so this is just, and I'm just going to click through this because really I just want to show you the report. So
Yeah.
and this is a hamburger campaign, so don't be thrown by these numbers. So let's say you run a campaign, right? If you're using Podium payments, you're going to be able to track exactly how much money you make off of it, what your click rate is, your response rate, your unsubscribe rate. And then on a more granular level, you're going to be able to see who clicked, who responded, and who paid you. And so if it's my business and I'm doing a generator, I'm doing an AC unit campaign, and Evelyn, Lester, Elijah, Curtis, and Victor all cared enough to click on the link offer, you better believe I'm going to shoot them a follow-up text or give them a call and say, hey, Elijah, are you still looking for an AC unit? Because we actually, crazy enough, we're doing a sale today. You know what I mean? And so this is where it gets really fun. And the story that I like to tell here and is I had a guy sign up, he signed up a month ago and he was an electrician, and he only was able to get 20 subscribers his first week in Podium, but he was so excited about campaigns. He ran a campaign, hey, 10% off my services. Sorry to see you go. It was for the ones that, didn't convert off the website. Yeah. And someone messaged him back that day that said, will you really give me 10% off of a generator? And he said, hell yeah. And so he sold a $15,000 generator to this guy. And then, come to learn the story, this guy, he was talking with another customer, wasn't really having a good experience. Then lo and behold, he just gets a text message with a 10% off code, right? And so he paid for Podium for like the next 3 years, you know what I mean? And then so that same day, he actually upped his subscriber limit from 250 to 500, even though he only had 20 subscribers because he was playing with house money. You know what I mean? So, that's the power of campaigns. So any questions about that, you guys?
I don't think so. I think this is the future of marketing, really. It's the present now, and it's also the future where APIs can tie into these different things and you can create different automations based off of this stuff. So for anyone listening that has no idea what we're talking about, start listening. Tersh is like sleeping over there. But,
no, I'm just kidding.
But no, just start listening, and this is the present and the future. Like, the smart, efficient companies will be integrating this stuff because this will increase their retention rate. It's gonna steal customers from you. So it's one of those things. If you fall asleep at the wheel with this stuff as it comes out, and there's more of these tools on the market, you're gonna fall way behind. So, and that's coming from someone who literally lives and breathes marketing every day. I know this stuff is here. So, because I see it on a regular basis. So make sure you're paying attention. And Podium has got a plethora of options for you to run your business. Almost, even if you don't have service time, you can almost run like the entire business in your guys' suite of tools there.
Yeah.
Right from your phone, right? And so I guess my closing pitch that I just want to tell people, just to kind of conclude things on our end, is the idea of Podium. I want to get you as many reviews as we can, right? I want to get you as many leads, as many reviews as we can. Then when they come to your website, I want to make you 10 times better at converting those leads into money. And then if I can save you a couple $100 on credit card processing a month, cool. And then at the end of the day, we're going to give you those campaigns to mop up any that you lose. And so at the end of the day, there's no way Podium isn't going to help improve your customer experience and make you a whole ton of money. And that's why we work with the Godfather, and that's why we're an awesome company to call, right? So that's like kind of my closing statement, I guess. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
How can I beat that? Like, how can I beat it?
That's pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah. I've done this before, you guys. Not a podcast.
Well, you better not call everyone the Godfather.
Exactly.
There's only one.
Yeah. I've never done anything like this before, but anyways, yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all spending some time with us and sharing everything, stuff that I didn't even know that we had the availability to do. So that's super. I appreciate that a lot. Josh, you got any closing remarks before I wrap things up?
I have actually, Katie and Bryce. Send me your contact information offline. I got some people I want to connect with you guys because I think they could really benefit and become more efficient with this. So hopefully listeners got some value and
you guys get some more people do demos and sign up with you guys, because I think this is a super awesome tool.
Absolutely. And we look forward to working with you guys moving forward, man. You guys are awesome. And we see you at every trade show. So it's been awesome to talk with you a little bit more organized, but you guys are the best. So thank you for having us.
The best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate it. And
Thanks,
anybody that's watching this, Josh, did you want to say something?
No, I just said thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Not you.
Anybody that's watching this has any questions at all, we'll leave notes and our contact information in the show notes, and definitely a way to reach out to Katie and Bryce. And obviously they're a wealth of knowledge, and they'll get you, if you're not sure about the answer, they'll get you the answer really quickly. So with that being said, I'm super thankful for you coming and spending time with us and checking out what I've used to create a successful business for us. And I'm super thankful for that. But with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful and safe week. And until we talk again next time, see ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Service Business Mastery. Now that you are equipped with essential business advice from this impactful conversation, you are one step closer to becoming the successful owner of your dreams. If this episode has been helpful to your business journey, don't forget to subscribe to the show, leave a rating, and share it with other owners as well. Visit servicebusinessmastery.com to learn more.